So, I made a huge flub there. I've been talking for, I don't know, about half an hour and just found out from one of the people that was watching me that my mic was muted the entire time. So he followed me and then I think has left while I was preparing things. So that means I've done probably half of the work that I wanted to do, talking all the while, but not actually saying anything that was, well, hearable by anyone. So we're gonna start over a touch, and I shall be explaining what I did and what I will be doing as I go. So, kind of jump right on in. We, my group had gone through kind of the first. Let me save this just to make sure I don't lose anything. The first encounters, they've been kind of investigating the city as things have been going along. Had a fight in an alleyway here, and successfully completed that without too much trouble. It was quite an easy fight for them. So, we have to prepare the next steps where I expect them to go. After that, they have some more investigations within the city to do to figure out what's going on. But hopefully, if things go well and the players follow some leads and some clues, they will lead them on over to this, which is a warehouse where kind of all the planning and happenings has been going on. So, and the first step to preparing this for what my players will see is to go on through and actually make a map that has only the stuff visible to the players that I want. So I had prepared this where all the different places where the enemies are basically removed, as well as these X's. There's a trapdoor on over here that's removed. So I prepared that for my players, and that's what they will be seeing when they go through and adventure. So the next thing I have done, I'll close that, is open up the old map tools program that I use. I went on in to map, and I made a new map. We'll kind of do this from the beginning, even though I already have one mostly made. So select the map, select the actual JPEG that I had created. We'll make the background black here and hit OK. And I bet you I just overwrote. Oh no, okay, now it has two C9s. Let's go ahead and adjust this or change this one. C9 second edition. So I now have this one, which is the one that I've been working on. Make sure that is the one. Yeah, it has a lot of work done on it. And then I also have this one, which I just brought in for you guys just to see. So, next steps that I did was I went and adjusted the grid. That way, everything kind of lines up and the scale for the map is set. So when I add in new things like creatures, they fit to the proper size and that sort of thing. It also affects the player's movement, since the program has the ability to calculate out the range of movement and that sort of thing and show you as you go how far you've gone. So that's got the grid. From here, map out the different areas that will block out vision. So I'm going to do it pretty quickly just to give you an idea, since I have done most of it already. So that's kind of around the basic edges. Scroll out a bit so I can see more and connect the lines. Now I had decided that these barrels that are, or crates that are red, are 10 feet high, and these crates that are green are 15 feet high. And I had decided that those crates would actually block vision for my players, especially if they're sitting on ground level. Now I do expect at least Misha to go climbing and go crazy with jumping all over the place, because that's just something he does. So I will have to kind of adjust vision on the fly as he goes, just erase out some layers, as he can see things and just kind of take it as it comes, so to speak. So at that point, I also, after I get all my vision blocking done, and I'll show you that, what I had done and where, I drew in or added in the doors for the place and was just about ready to add in the various enemies that will show up when I found out that I was completely muted. So let's go on into map tools. We will go on over to the C9, the actual real one. And here's where you can see the various vision blocking layers, all this kind of blue. Let me see if I can zoom in a touch so you can see better perhaps. So, I see on the stream it may not be showing up quite that well. Let's go ahead and take off Fog of War for the moment, see if that lightens things up. It's actually much brighter on my screen than on others. It is odd, I don't see... Okay, I do barely see, you can kind of see it on the stream, like around here. Anyways, as I described, I went ahead and blocked off all the red and green boxes so that if my players are on the ground level and something's up there, they wouldn't be able to see it because it's just too high to see over. If they're over here, they wouldn't be able to see past these. Although they may have some glimpses of vision through like here where they can see people sneaking through. It's a really neat effect when you're dealing with an area that's kind of complicated like this. You know, as people kind of pop in and out of shadows, jump out and say boo, and all that other stuff. To compound that, there's actually a couple creatures in here that can telepathically leap or fly about, so that will make things even more confusing and hopefully all the better for the players. So I've added in a couple doors, fairly simple there. And with this particular adventure, this encounter, they will be following or either some clues or perhaps even an NPC to get here. That means that they will need to go through some skill challenges. And depending on how well they do in that, they will depend on what they face and when. So most of the creatures are kind of either green or red. If the players really screw things up, they will face both at the same time in prepared areas. If they succeed but fail a little bit, then they will get one set of creatures right off the bat, and then a round or two later, the next set of creatures will be coming on in. And if they succeed completely, absolutely undetected, then one set of creatures will be here. They will be able to fight those completely, wipe them out, and then the next set will come in, but the players will have time to rest for a couple minutes before that happens, which will give them their encounter powers, allow them to heal up through healing surges, and that sort of thing. So what I plan on doing is basically having the green set here and visible to the players, although with all the vision blocking, many of them will be hidden no matter what. The red set I will be adding in on the hidden layer. That way, if I need them to come in or move around or come in through different entrances, I can kind of maneuver those as they want and then pop them on over to the regular, the standard token layer when I wish them to appear. So the other thing that's kind of going on, apart from all the different height and vision, is these X's on all these crates. And basically these are crates that through some form or other are weakened, and so if a player is running across them, they will actually smash through, ending their movement. So what I plan on doing is taking an object of a broken crate, and then I'll place that on the hidden layer where the X's are, and then if a player does step on it, it will I'll just bring it over to the token layer, showing that it's a broken crate, which then makes it difficult terrain to pass through, letting the players visually see which crates they've discovered to be weak or broken. So that's kind of the idea. I really love these types of complicated encounters with a lot of things going on. It's a lot better than just a square room with 5 orcs, and then you run up, your melee guys just kind of run up in a line, and their melee guys run up in a line, and you just kind of slug it out with some d20s. So I really like a lot of moving parts. So in some ways, the visualization, the map tools makes it easier for that and even more exciting. In other ways, it's a bit more complicated to do, but so far I have been able to figure something out for everything that any of the adventures has thrown at me, and it's really worked out quite well. I mean, I've had a scenario where the players were coming up a mine shaft, and there was a group of I think orcs or something like that that were chucking basically exploding mine carts down the tracks at them while they fought other creatures. So, which was a super neat idea, and I even had them had the mine carts have a light source on them, so the players could almost kind of see it coming. So, and but still try to dodge or roll out of the way of the explosions. So, really fun encounters that can be added in, and with the map tools, a lot of visual punch, and a lot of miscommunication doesn't happen with this. A lot of times with you're just talking voice only, you get some miscommunication on where things are, what you can actually do, and you can actually just foil a player's whole plan. They come up with a super cool, brilliant plan that just isn't they just aren't capable of doing, just because what they think is there is just not there. Which is part of a failing as for the DM, and part the player if they weren't listening quite well. So, and with our group, since we have our daughters and many different things going on at once, I can't always expect 100% out of my players. So this kind of gives them an idea if they need to go and take care of one of the kids to glance and at least keep up with what's happening. So, anyways, after that exposition, I need to go ahead and get some of the creatures on the board here. So, just like the alleyway, I have kind of some assassins and some street thugs, and I also have a couple of citizens, key players in the city that have been possessed. So and that's what these are. Basically, the P's are the possessed citizens, A's are the assassins, S's are the thugs. So, and I know a lot of the creatures have a mixture of ranged and melee attacks, so it's really flexible on their tactics and what they'll be doing. So let's start out with the basic units that are going to be there no matter what the outcome is. And we're not going to be too picky on what we come up with. So we'll get all the thugs out of the way here first. So use Devon Knight's awesome pirate pack for the creatures. Like I said, I'm not being terribly picky on what they are at this time. So, especially since these guys are minions and will just die in waves and droves to them. Let's see, there's that guy there. Pop this guy over here. Is he on top of something? No, he's in between some boxes there. I think that's all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's one up here. Let's go ahead and bring him right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So these guys are, let me double check, make sure they are minions. The Streetwise Thugs are minions, yep. Level 9 minions. So we're going to go through and just name them. So Streetwise Thugs. Yeah. Copy that. Paste it. I have it set so it actually does keep individualized names for them, but they're randomly generated numbers. That way, it's not like Streetwise Thug 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the players will know, oh, there's 6 Streetwise Thugs around. They'll just be completely random, which allows me to keep track of hit points of each, but not give away what they're actually facing. So, although, from the previous encounters, it probably won't be that hard for them to figure out that these are kind of the same type of guys. So, ooh, and I actually forgot this one, but that's alright. Get their hit point set. Probably don't need to set the hit points on minions, because if they just take a hit, they die. But still good. I can actually see the hit points in the bottom corner there, although the players do not. So I see the portrait and the stats, but the players just see the portrait when they mouse over it using the client program. So there's a lot of really nifty things that I could actually put in the entire stat line of all the creatures and have them right there. But I find it's just more trouble than it's worth to do that. It's just as easy to have the adventure open on the screen next to me and reference it that way rather than typing into every single creature. Especially nowadays when we're getting, you know, encounters with 20 some odd creatures at times. So, and I need to get a couple assassins, which usually tend towards just the darker looking guys. So we have one kind of up here. And was there another green assassin? No, I think that's it. So, assassin, and what type of hit points are they at? Where are you at? There. Alright, so hit points. Alright, so that's him there. He's even almost stealthy just being there because he blends in so well with that catwalk. Did I? Oh, yeah, I turned fog warp back on. Okay, good. And I need to change the vision over to night. That way nothing's lit except for what the players bring with them. So next set. So those are the ones that'll be visible just right off the bat. Next up is the ones that are visible either right off the bat as well, or next round, or any number of different options. So these guys will be on the hidden layer. So we're gonna bring him over here. Do the assassins first for these, sure. Where's the other assassins? Right here. And am I missing another 1, 2? I thought there were 3 in this group. I guess not. It's like playing Where's Waldo. And again, I'm just kind of referencing this. I just happen to have it up on the other screen so I can actually see it. So I think that's got it. All right. And let's get the hit point set. Alright. And as I had mentioned before, having things on the different layers is really convenient because you can see when I'm on the hidden layer, I cannot select or in any way manipulate the ones that are on the token layer. And if I'm on the token layer, it's the same way. So I can't accidentally, you know, if this guy moves over here, I don't accidentally pick up the guy that's supposed to be hidden. He's just kind of there, and then when I want him to be shown, I can just go over to the hidden layer, select all the hidden ones, and you see it highlights these two. Right click on them and just change them over to token. and that will allow me to just bring them in as I want, or I can select all of them, move them on over to the outside. So say I want them to invade through the doors here, bring them over to hidden and have them jump on in. So there's a lot of nice little tricks and things that you learn and pick up as you use map tools a bit more. So I have also messed around with I forget what they call it. I think it's the Google table or something similar, and it actually is very, very similar to map tools. And I'd probably use it I'd probably just jump right on it, and if I needed to. So if I had a group that was playing off-site, I would use that. And from what I understand, they actually got Devon Knight to do a lot of the tokens for that as well, which is awesome because, again, these tokens are just amazing. I love how they look. There's sets that you can actually rotate them for facing, which is neat. It just adds a nice little bit of flair to everything. So, amazing work that he's done, and the ones that he has here are basically ones that he has given to the community to use. So lots of thanks to him for all that work that he had done. And then he has his own website as well, where he actually sells particular token packs, and he'll take commissions and all sorts of crazy cool things. So if you're just looking for that specific thing, and I may eventually try to get one for some of my players, since especially Sapphire is not exactly what I've been wanting for her. But it's good enough for the time being. So anyways, where was I at? I need to get some thugs, and I was using the pirates set here. So let's get some thugs out here, and these are the red ones. I'm on, need to be over on the hidden layer. So over here, there's one. Now, if you don't want individualized look for everyone, you can actually take, put in the name, put in the hit points, and then just copy the token and then paste it, and it will be the same naming scheme, and then also have the hit points and everything already in place. So I'll do that a lot of times, especially if with stuff like orcs or goblins, where I might only really have one or two different tokens anyways. So but still, since I have the time, since I have you guys here, I'll go ahead and do things the fancier way, the manual way of naming them all. It'd be nice if you could say, okay, everything that I'm laying down, regardless of how it looks or what the name of the file is these stats. Maybe that's something they can add at some point. So, but it isn't. It's not backbreaking work by any stretch of the imagination. Let's see. Got another one up here. Here we are. I guess I can copy and paste the names, so there's a little bit less typing there. It looks like there's one. Let's see, one at that corner. There's one right down here. Poppy here. And that looks to be everything. So, one here, one here, one here, one here, one up here, a couple of assassins here and here, and then I have the possessed. The possessed are basically people within the community. They're typically priests that had been possessed. So I have one in here and one. And actually, it kind of depends on if they kill anyone, who shows up. Is it two S's or one S? I know there's two S's somewhere in there. What is it? P-O-S-S-E-S. S. Okay. P-O-S-E-S-S-E-D, citizen. And those guys are rolling around with 50 hit points. Copy and paste that so I don't have to type that again. Alright, so that's those guys out of the way. Next step will be, again, getting all these X's in here. So let's see if we can find a nice, something that looks like a broken crate. And we're still on the hidden layer, so it's good. Oop, do I have this? Yep, see I put him on the wrong layer. So we're gonna change him over to token. So he's over on token, this one's over on hidden. So let's find a broken crate. And I like to use Torsten's objects when available, but he doesn't always have everything. Chests and barrels, but nothing that looks smashed. Tables, treasure, weapons. So my players are absolutely terrified of rugs. So that's from the very first adventure. They had kind of a whole underground tunnel system that they discovered by falling through a rug trap, chasing after the main baddie. So, and I think there's been one or two other kind of, there's a rug, there's a trap under it, so now they, if I put a rug down, I can guarantee you they just will not go near it. Absolutely, I'm pretty sure they have nightmares about rugs now. So, come to think of it, my parents actually got rid of all their carpets and put down tile since I started this. I'm wondering if there's been some sort of a psychological impact on their daily life. That is a possibility. So, you got to be careful as a DM. You wield great power. Barrels, broken barrels, anything broken. There's boxes. Was there crates? ABC crates. That's kind of broken looking. And what I'm going through here, these objects, was a community pack that I found on one of the forums. I wish I could tell you exactly where. It was just a matter of just searching and finding it. It had like a million different things in it. So let us just kind of drag that onto the field here and see. I don't know, I guess it looks smashed enough. It will do. So let's go ahead and place these down where they are. So this is nice because we can copy and just paste it. Just drag them on over. So mechanically, I'm not really sure if it's necessary to limit the PC's movement when they're up on the crates. It kind of limits the whole cool, hey, you're jumping around doing cool flying, you know, I guess ambushy things. And we're just going to make you stop moving here. But still. Maybe it'll add some dynamic to the fight that I'm not aware of, or limit some tactics of the PCs and make them think a little bit. Let's see, the second row, we got one here, here. And I guess the boxes go two ways. Since NPC is stepping on it, should also break through them. I'm not sure if I'm going to have the NPCs have knowledge of the broken boxes. I may not. So play them as if they really don't know what is what would be broken, since it's not very likely that they spend all their days just exploring and testing boxes. So it's very likely they may get caught out by them just as much as the players would. So play a lot of MMOs, so I kind of get used to I don't know. I guess you would call it like AI. Because you can program artificial intelligence in games to do certain things. There's kind of the basic zombie or animal intelligence where basically I just attack whatever's closest. And with zombies, I typically actually prioritize things that are bloodied. And they'll do poor maneuvers to get to a target that they wish. Stuff that'll give attack of opportunities. Not to be easy on my players, but just to really sell the idea of, unthinking, monstrous horde. So, whereas, with human uh, opponents, it's a bit more. What is it? A bit more intelligent how they fight. I try not to give them knowledge right away who the casters are until that happens, and then they'll use intelligent decisions on who to attack and when, what abilities to use. Most of the adventures in 4th edition have kind of a tactics section for the encounters, so that they give you kind of a heads up on how the different monsters fight. So and so monster jumps in and trips these types of guys. This person will shove this person if they can. These guys will go up on the walls and try to get to casters. So that kind of makes that whole decision making a bit neat. Stuff like gnolls where they try to attack in packs. It really gives a lot of flavor, and again gets away from that whole fight scenario where it's a square room 40 by 40 and there's 5 orcs and they just kind of roll up and you send your melee guys forward and just kind of have that battle of d20s without a whole lot else going on. So there we are. We have all the X's marked with those broken boxes. So I think we are pretty much ready. We'll save the map tools here. We'll go on over into the second one that I was working with and delete it. So we still have the one that I wanted to keep with all the work done. So that is that encounter setup, and this encounter is kind of the gateway to the whole next area of the adventure, which is in a completely different part of the world for the most part. The players really travel around for a bit and then come right on back home for kind of a grand finale. So with that, I'm going to close things down. I hope you enjoyed listening to me, at least once I figured out that you actually could hear me eventually. So I'll have some cleanup work to do on my recordings here. So cut out the half hour of silence, but I'm talking. Anyways, yay for new streamers and people who are new to the whole thing here. So like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you catch me next time. And this Wednesday, as with most Wednesdays, we should be playing through. Hopefully the players will get to this area and they'll be able to kind of experience it and see how they handle it, see what they do, and see how I kind of present things to them. So thank you much for joining in and watching, and I will see you guys later.